What's up guys, this is Th3Ruthless and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to talk about aim improvement and how I managed to improve my aim in Counter-Strike through YouTube research and by hiring different coaches. My journey started on 23rd of April 2023 when I decided what I really wanted to do with my life was to become a streamer and a YouTube content creator for FPS games. At that point I had to choose which FPS game would have the potential to keep me focused for a long period of time, and that could be no other from the mother of all FPS games, which is Counter-Strike. I played Counter-Strike in the past, having 1500 hours scattered throughout my 8 years of gaming, and my max rank was LEM. And that, just by playing continuously matchmaking. But this time, I wanted to do things differently, and that means to not rely on playing the game countless hours until I feel confident with my aim, but to break down the game mechanics and learn the aim techniques down to their core. So, I started doing my research through YouTube aim guides and quickly realized that there are so many guides out there that it would take time for me to find out which one would be the most effective way to improve myself fast. I only had 5 hours per day after work at maximum in order to practice and play matchmaking, so I had to figure something out. And this is where everything started. I realized that the fastest way to get what I want is to hire someone who already done the research for me and could feed me with his knowledge, and from there I would pick whichever was the most promising and effective. After many reviews and again searching YouTube videos, I decided to hire 3 different coaches, and I will explain why. In every FPS game there are 2 different aim categories. The active aim, which is your mouse movements, which includes flicking, tracking, micro adjustments, spray control and tap fire, and the passive aim, which is the way you prepare for gunfights. This consists of your mouse positioning, your crosshair placement, and the movement before and in any fight you're about to get involved. Therefore, I hired a coach for each of these aim categories. The third coach was the utility coach who helped me understand how and when I should use my utility. This doesn't have to do with the aim, but helped me to understand overall how to position myself and how the utility can help me kill enemies even though my aim was not yet trained, but this will be covered in another video. So without a further delay, let's talk about these 2 different aim categories and how these coaches helped me improve them. Active aim. In order to improve the active aim, you need to be going through raw aim practice. But what exactly is that? Improving your aim through different routines on specific game modes or specific software like Kovacs or Aimlabs. For me personally, it was Aimlabs, and the complete routine was thanks to my aim coach Titanos, who really helped me create a starting point for my aim improvement. Before I show you the routines I have been using for the past 6 months now, I want you to understand the most important part of improving your aim, which is consistency. Consistency means that every day you have to show up. You have to get that aim routine going even though you want to just jump in a game and play competitive. And what I mean by that is to schedule your gaming and before every game to do your aiming routine, which will help you in 2 ways. First of all, you will always have a nice warm-up before you play competitive gaming. And second, and most important, is that you will be improving your aim daily, little by little, and this is where success is hidden, in small steps. So let's start with the Aimlabs and my aim routine. The aim routine consists of 9 different exercises and each one of them serves a different purpose. There are 2 different types of exercises in this routine. The high score focus, where accuracy here is not our main concern and we can have a soft cap of 70% accuracy at minimum. And the challenge accuracy focus, where our soft minimum for accuracy is 85% and it's our priority. The exercises are 1 minute long. Your timer is located in the top middle of your screen. At the left side is your scoreboard and at the right side is your accuracy percentage. And here is where all the magic begins. Titanos has introduced me to a variable that no one has ever done in any video or aim routine. In order to aim, we are using our hand muscles, and as all the muscles of the body, hand muscles can be trained as well. So we need to train our aim muscles in order to respond accordingly to each situation we need them when we're in a game. So how will this work? Every exercise that is high score focus, which means that it prioritizes speed, will be done with 80% of your natural sensitivity. My sensitivity is 1.05, so 1.05 times 0.8 is 0.84 sensitivity. We are doing this because we want to train our hand to move faster to a specific location, and by lowering the sensitivity, it's like we're adding weight to our hand. and every exercise that is challenge accuracy focus will be done with 130% of your natural sensitivity. For example, my sensitivity is 1.05, so 1.05 times 1.3 is 1.365 sensitivity. That means we are restricting our hand to be more precise, thus to make less movement and micro adjustments to hit the targets. But enough with talking, let's go see the exercises. The first exercise is grid shot, which is high score focus and helps you with fast eye to hand coordination. The second exercise is air head click, which is also high score focus and helps you with your tracking. In this exercise, it's important to track the dot with your mouse and not wait the dot to reach your crosshair. Either follow the dot and adjust your speed, or bypass the dot and lower your speed. The third exercise is UK microshot speed, another high score focus that helps you with your fast targeting. The fourth exercise is microshot, and here's the first introduction of challenge accuracy focus. Here our sensitivity goes to 130% and we focus mostly our accuracy. This exercise helps flicking and micro mouse adjustments. The fifth exercise is air bounce, which is a challenge accuracy focus as well. Here, also tracking and not waiting the target to reach your crosshair is important. The sixth exercise is one of my worst exercises we get to play daily. This is a challenge accuracy focus where tiny moving dots that randomly change direction, break your nerves and make you wanna quit the game. The seventh exercise is UK in Valorant Microspeed and is one of my favorite exercises and one of the most important ones. This is a high score focus exercise where the dots will spawn randomly and this is where your flicking, dragging and reflex gets to kick in. The eighth exercise is repetition of the fourth. After all, flicking and micro adjustments are important to Counter-Strike. And last but not least is the ninth exercise, which is called VCT Latam King and is a high score focus. Dots everywhere, kill them as fast as possible. I hope you didn't get tired, but if you did, remember that you are here to get better, so you better stay here till the end. So, here is the full list of your new aim routine and how it should be done. I will post in the description a link to the aim routine and a text document with the exact details of how to use the routine. If you found this aim routine and the explanation overwhelming, then
Anakin, search your feelings.
Well, if you do really need more details or explanation, write to me in the comments below and I will help you figure it out. After this routine, it is recommended to play 2 death matches in-game to apply what your muscles just learned in Aimlabs. Now let's move to another very important part, which is passive aim. In order to improve your passive aim, the most important thing you have to do is to change your mental state. This was the hardest thing to implement in my gameplay, and it is still hard to use because in the game you are not always 100% mentally focused on what you should be doing. You get frustrated, sad, you might be distracted, your enemy might go 2 lucky shots on you, and now you lost your mood and any other variables that might be in your head at that point. And because this isn't in your passive skills to use yet, you won't be doing it. But this is what you have to implement in your gameplay to see the greatest sleep you ever had in FPS games. To mentally prepare before every battle. If you have noticed, all professional players, before picking a corner, they will stop for a split second. They adjust their mouse and their crosshair and they are getting ready to engage in a gunfight. So, let's analyze what the words mouse positioning and crosshair placement and how to adjust them before every fight. While moving in the map and going to the position we have in mind, we are doing different kind of movements with our mouse, like throwing utility on specific spots. But before we open ourselves from a safe spot to take a gunfight, we have to return our mouse to the neutral position in order to get ready for a fight. This will allow us to utilize the full motion range of our mouse during that fight. Now, crosshair placement is where we position our crosshair when we have to deal with different situations. The most basic understanding of what crosshair placement is to place our crosshair in a position we believe our enemy will appear when we are waiting for him as city, or where the enemy is going to be waiting for us when we are terrorists. But every case is different, so we are going to analyze a couple scenarios. First is that we always have to keep our crosshair at head level no matter where we are or what we are doing, even if we're just moving from one place to another. That means you are getting used to where the enemy's head will be if he suddenly appears and you need to shoot. Second, when we are hiding behind an object, we have to create a straight line from the corner of the object we are watching to the corner of the object we are expecting our enemy to appear. This will make our model to appear as half in the screen of our enemy. Third, when we are waiting for an enemy to pick from a certain angle, we have to place our crosshair a bit further from the angle we are expecting him to appear in order to give ourselves more reaction time. Here you can see that if you place your crosshair exactly at the corner you are expecting an enemy, you don't have time to react if he picks you correctly. But if you place your crosshair a bit further from the corner, then he comes straight to your crosshair. Fourth, it is always important to find off angles. I know it's not very easy, but as the enemies are sweeping out all the potential angles with our position, we have to keep placing ourselves somewhere in between. This should be considered an off-angle position, a position where the enemy is not expecting us to be. And fifth is the movement. During a fight, the distance between us and the enemy is of great importance. When models on big distances are moving, they seem slower, but the closer you move to each other, the faster the model appears. For example, you are fighting an enemy on overpass long. While the fight starts, you are both far from each other, so the movements seem very small and slow while you pick each other. But if before your pick you move closer and pick again, your model will appear faster in your enemy screen and he won't be expecting the speed and the position of your model appearing, and there is where you get the advantage of movement. Sixth, clearing angles. Last but not least is the angle clearing. In every map you are playing and when every round starts, you know that from a point forward from where you are when the round started, there is a possibility an enemy is around. That means that from this point forward, anywhere you go, an enemy is probably waiting for you and there is going to be a fight if you want to proceed to the next area. So, this is what we call angle clearing. Every time there is a corner or angle and we have the suspicion that an enemy is behind it, we are taking a split second and we reset our mouse position, we are changing our crosshair placement to where the enemy might be and we are picking. And that is a correct angle clearing that gives you more possibilities to win a fight. Another very important mention here is to always try and pick someone from your right side. When you're about to have a duel with an enemy, the following thing happens. If you are picking from your right side and the enemy from his left, you can see him appearing first in your screen. If he is picking from his right side and you from your left, then the enemy sees you first. If you are both picking from the right side, then you both see each other at the same time. So if you want to always have an advantage or equal chances to see your enemy first, then you should keep this in mind. It's not going to happen always and it's not your number one priority in fights, but it's an information that you can keep in mind and use when applicable, as for example, when you can have a right side pick to be more aggressive with an enemy. The last advice is to always pick running and not walking. If you are picking with walk, the model of your character is very slow and the enemy can kill you easily. But if you are running, the model is really fast and you can have the best chances to kill your enemy first. Also, never forget to counterstrafe before shooting. These are some of the core information I received from my coach Bigan, and I hope you guys enjoyed and will try to master, as I am still trying to do so myself. Remember that as you grow as a player and the higher you climb the ranks, the more important the passive aim becomes, and thus the need to hone your passive aim skills more. My final important tip is to always get a good night's sleep, because a rested brain functions better, and to remember, every day is not the same. Some days you will feel like an aim god, and sometimes you will feel that everything you have done in the past or still doing to improve yourself are a waste and that you just suck. On these days, stop playing matchmaking and focus on doing your aim drills. Focus on playing many death matches or even consider of taking a break and spend some time with your friends. If you managed to reach this part, then thanks a lot for watching my video and I hope this will help you improve as it helped me. In case you want to see me live and have a chat with me, feel free to follow me on Twitch as I stream daily. You can find my link in the description. See you soon, people. Have a good one.